Okay, well, let's see something really amazing. Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but it is digital photography. And what does that mean? It means the same way they create digital animation and stuff on the computer, you can kind of like remove stuff from your pictures in post with Photoshop. Yeah, you know how to tweak exposure and other things. What about removing stuff? I mean, why don't you think about adding things that you can actually remove? What's a neat little idea? I'm always thinking about light mods and what you can or can't do. Now, this is going to leave a trail in the picture, but you know, it takes all of about 5 minutes to digitally erase, actually take less than that, to erase this from your file in post. Now, what am I talking about? Here's something that I've thought of and I've used a couple times in a model shoot. Yeah, believe it or not. Someone laying in bed, or actually a portraiture, extremely low light. I have fiber optics feeding. Now, I would actually use a strobe. You can use continuous lighting for this. I've actually found a neat idea of how to use the low level from continuous illumination, which is off of Surefire, using this fiber optics by bumping ISO up to 6400. Grain is not always bad. People love old-time film noir grain. If you know, people think, "Whoa, God, you know, the picture's grainy. You know, you got the ISO up at 6400." So damn what? If that's what the composition called, some of the most beautiful pictures I've ever seen, especially back in the days of film, were grainy as hell. I mean, why the hell aren't you even exploring that possibility in your digital photography? I mean, a lot of people will take like a 36 megapixel shot that's perfectly illuminated with absolutely no grain at all, basically, and then they'll add the grain later. Okay, why not try applying that into some of the ambient or some of the light mod illumination that you have that is insufficient for you know, perfect exposure. You know, bump it up to ISO 6400, and you know, crank open the iris, your aperture, to f2.8, f4, whatever you need to, and take a shot with no lighting other than this. Now, what I have is 11 strand 2 mil fiber optic. It is in my hand. I've actually seen this type of lighting before, where they're actually using continuous LED, but for video. I thought of using this for modeling or for a portraiture. They'll have no illumination. You'll actually have someone looking into their hand. You wonder where the hell the light is coming from. Oh my God, well, you can see the fiber optics here. Well, so what? You can edit this out in post. I use fiber optics for so much stuff. I use it for light painting. I mean, I use it exactly like a paintbrush. Especially on time exposures. It's incredibly useful, but you can use stuff like this for portraiture. Now, where this video is being exposed, obviously you can see plenty of ambient light, but just imagine, you know, perfectly dark room. You take a nice grainy portrait shot like this of someone, obviously, that's not ugly like me, and you're actually illuminating a part of their face. They're actually looking to their hand like a mirror. You're wondering where the hell the light is coming from. Of course, you can see that it's a fiber optics. You actually go into Photoshop and edit this out. You know, take you all of 5 minutes to edit this fiber optic cable out. Obviously, normally I would actually have this fiber optic cable stretched over here or hidden underneath the covers. A neat one that's done is actually having a model lay in a supine position on a bed or a couch. You hide the fiber optics underneath the bed covers. You don't have to edit anything out. They have their hand pointed up gently at their face, and they're looking into their hand, and you can see this very unique sort of light. Or you're actually doing this number, like they're in prayer. Actually, one shot that I did, the eyes were closed, and someone was actually praying, and I had double fiber optics illuminating the face. Edit it out in post, the fiber optic cable. You think, how hard, when you're talking about a shot that is 90% completely black, how difficult do you think it is to edit this out in post? Bump up the ISO 6400, take a grainy shot. It doesn't have to be grainy. The issue is, of course, getting someone, no matter how still they are, to stay perfectly, you know, motionless, because you're going to end up with a blurry shot, even if you're in focus. So bump it up there. People love the hell out of this stuff. I mean, it makes for gorgeous shots. Now, one thing is the case. All the light mods that I mentioned, I've already got more light mods than any other schmuck on YouTube, is that no one has ever come back and said, you know what, I built that light mod that you showed me and it didn't work, or it didn't do what you said it did. because they all work, and they all work exactly like I said they would do. I know I crank out like 5 or 6 videos a day sometimes. Depends on how much caffeine that I've had. But every light mod that I've shown you works exactly like I told you it works, and it is exactly as cheap as I told you it was. Now, obviously, sometimes building the first light mod doesn't take 10 minutes like it takes me. It might take you 30 minutes. But as soon as you build one, you could build another one, 4 times as quick. So I may be wrong on that, but that's just because you've not built one before. But every light mod I've shown you works, and it works exactly the way I told you that it works, including this one, including the rest of them. Now the question is how lazy you are or aren't, or how creative you want to be or not be. But all of these work, and they're all excellent. And these are things that I don't really see in a lot of people's work. It's the stuff that's stunning takes forethought. I mean, as another photographer said, and it's a really brilliant statement. I've kind of said the same thing myself in different ways. Is that the smarter your camera gets, the dumber the photographer gets. And 99% of the photography is right here between your 2 ears. It's your imagination, and you dream up this amazing crap. And I think I got it. Half of it from growing up watching every music video ever made, which were very, very artistic. Music videos are very artistic, and I'll think of this amazing crap that people do. It's like, man, that lighting idea would just make an amazing photograph. And I'll run with it, and I'll modify it. I'll think of some way to create it myself. The same way with the fiber optics here. So you got to engage your imagination. I hope to God you all have imagination, because even if you're the best at exposure in the world, you can only get so far without imagination. Although you can be derivative and copy other people's work, and that works too, but that's not so great. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Bye.